Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here coming at you again with another video, and I am here to show you how to make a never-ending, unlimited, if you want to call it that, hard polymer farm. Now it's actually really easy. You just need some basic level stuff, some gotchas, some acatinas, and some basic structure. Hopefully this is something you're interested in. If you wouldn't mind, before we start this video, leave that like, leave a comment below for the algorithm. That would be great. And again, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit subscribe, and I promise I will try and make more content that will help you out. All right, that's the plug. Now let's go ahead and continue here. So basically all you have to do is you have to set up an area where you can have a couple of gotchas and some acatinas ready to go right next to a farm nearby. So this is how I do it. So basically all you're going to need access to is a, however long you want to make it, but a 2 wide thing. You can make this part of your base if you want to, but you don't have to. And you're going to put a fabricator nice and close, right about there. Now that is important right there because you're going to need to be able to use this guy, because using this is going to allow you to actually make that hard polymer. And then these guys are going to be positioned in a specific way, and we're going to kind of show you what that looks like right here. So basically at the very edge of this 2 little foundation thing right here is where you position one, and then you position another right on the other side of the actual 2 wide thing right there. As soon as this guy stands up, I'll show you what I mean. So basically what we're doing right now is we're creating a very, like you've seen these kinds of designs before. This is just slight modifications and things that I've done in the past. So basically we're going to have these guys collecting all of the stuff that the Acatina drop. Now, production, obviously, these guys, what you want to make sure is you have obsidian, because obsidian can be combined into production obsidian. And that is how you make your, I'll go ahead and show you what I'm talking about just so you can see, polymer. Now you need 2 obsidian and 2 cementing paste. So if you have 2 gotchas that are eating while these acatinas are in the center here, and they are producing your cementing paste for you, you have a literal never-ending spree of hard polymer. Now, yes, it is also possible to get some gotchas that have soft polymer, and that's totally acceptable. You do not need to actually go super difficult with this. You can, if you wanted to, just make it so that your gotchas use soft polymer. But for some of the like late game stuff, you literally cannot fit enough soft polymer into a recipe, if you want to call it that, or a blueprint. So you need hard polymer. Not only that, but usually when trades are done, especially in PvE or PvP, anyone can get access to normal polymer. When you say, hey, I can trade you hard polymer, people are like, wait a minute, what? You have access to that? So this should help. Now, the more snails, the better off you are, obviously, but it's up to you with how many you want to do. Just like that. Now, what I do before I even start this, I drop down a bunch of stone from my gotcha to pick up. Now these gotchas are essentially going to pick this up, and they're going to start making their crystals. So just feed them like you normally would. Now what we're going to do with these acatina as well is we're actually going to transfer over our stone into these guys. Doesn't matter actually, you know, what I transfer, as long as they have access to being encumbered. That's what we're trying to make them do. Now, basically all we're doing is preventing them from being able to move. And when they can't move, you enable them to wandering, behavior, enable wandering, behavior, enable wandering, behavior, enable wandering. Now they are going to start breeding, unfortunately, because that's unfortunately what these guys do for some reason. That's just how they are. And by enabling wandering, what you're doing is they are producing 1 acatina paste per minute every second of the day. So that means you're going to get about 3,600 per acatina per day. Now that's going to produce a very nice amount of paste for you in general. So even if you're not using it to make stuff, this turns into a great farm for you. But if you are using this in order to make a ton of hard polymer, then this is actually what you're going to want to do. So enable wandering, and now that we've got that going, you can see that the gotchas are picking this stuff up as these guys drop it. Now these are also going to actually put that, what the heck? Yeah, you're stuck there. Please stay there. No, I don't want to enable mating. Disable mating and enable wandering. Okay. So now that we've gotten this far, you can see that the gotchas, every time these things drop something, you'll see the gotchas reach down just like it did right there and put it in its inventory. Now it's going to eat the stone, however, and it's going to actually continue to pick up that acatina paste. So that acatina paste is going to continue to build, and these acatinas are going to continue to feed these gotchas. Now, not only that, as long as you're feeding the gotchas, they are eventually going to drop down and actually do their creation of the stuff from their backs. So you're going to get access to a ton of, there it goes right there, crystals being dropped. Now this just takes time in order for them to drop the crystals. If you wanted to increase the rate in which you drop the crystals, start using plant species Y trap. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Plant species Y trap are just, these things will drop stupid crystals for you. But all we've done is we've made it so that we have access to a never-ending supply of these guys picking up the paste for you. They're going to drop the crystals that you turn into obsidian, and then you're literally just going to go into their inventory, grab their paste, walk over to this guy right here, and put in all of your stuff in order to make polymer. And then you just craft polymer all day. You can set it so like in every time you run by this thing, just hit A or whatever your maximum keybind is, and you're going to be able to just sit and craft it all freaking day. So these gotchas are literally just going to help you provide, as long as you have two. Again, two is an important part. More than two nearby are going to cause issues, but having that obsidian option on them is going to mean that they're going to increase that production. So you can also increase it by adding a couple of snow owls right here, and the gotchas will actually increase the rate of production by having this, like one snow owl per gotcha is usually plenty, and that'll cause them to actually increase their rate by about 50%. So this is how you set the farm up. Now you can do this as many times as you want. You just basically need to change the number of gotchas that you use. Usually people use this for element gotchas and just produce a stupid amount of element, or soft poly gotchas, and they do it that way sometimes too. But with hard poly, basically you just set up this little system, and then every single time you get a chance, you just pick up the crystals, go over here, throw everything in, and then you craft up your polymer. It's really that simple. Literally just take it out. And in the time I've been here, that guy's picked up, I mean, I was 18, not 830. I just happen to have that much extra. And this guy's got 22. And then you just keep tossing it in this thing. And these guys also are going to naturally produce it in their inventory. You can see it right there. So you can actually pick it off of each one of them too and increase the number, because your limiting factor is usually going to be your cementing paste. And that is how you make a never-ending supply. Now, you will have to usually wait about a day in order to actually build up enough stuff to actually get this thing started. It takes a little bit of build time, because you do need to get those crystals dropping off their backs. And they do take some time sometimes. But it is very effective to just have them sitting here picking up stuff for the Acatinas, and then the gotchas just drop every now and then. Now, if you wanted to, obviously you can increase their crafting skill. Putting them at 140 is going to give you the maximum stuff you can get from any gotcha. So that is one way that I would do it. And you just let them eat, and they just keep going all freaking day. So the more you have, the better off you are. If you're playing S+, you can obviously have like 20 of these in a row, but it's up to you. And this is how you set it up. So you could put another 114 foundations away from these guys and be very successful with that. And you can have a bunch of these, and they will just keep producing you exactly what you need in order to make a bunch of hard poly. Now, that's it. Hopefully this helps you out and teach.